there's been one place on the East Coast that has fulfilled my desire for remote travel by vehicle, a place that allows you to spend days and weeks simply exploring while still never getting tired of it, a place that allows you to truly become self-reliant with no room for mistakes. This place is called the North Maine Woods. Waking up to views like this remind me why I love this place. You can't match the solitude and excitement that this area brings, and while this is only my second trip back to the woods, I am extremely excited to get started exploring a new area. It has been over a year and a half since the first time we decided to take a chance and spend a few days in the North Maine Woods. Since we did a fall trip last time, we wanted to try a spring trip. And as usual, we have my dad and I in the FJ, and Jared and his two sons in his turbo diesel XJ. Taking some time in the morning to get everything dialed in and ready to go is necessary before starting. We're about to set off and head deeper into the woods over the next 5 days, and there is no room for us to forget anything.
It means there's one around here somewhere, huh?
Oh my gosh. Oh, there's another one. Hey, that's why I smelled a dead deer.
I can't put into words how good it feels to be back. We had a long day yesterday, a long travel day. Made it into this camp spot around 12:30ish. This isn't even the camp spot I wanted to get to. I wanted to go a little bit further back in, so that way today we wouldn't have to travel as far, but today we still have to do about 60 miles. So it's gonna be a haul today. Today it's looking like a little bit of rain in the morning, but after that it should go away probably for the rest of the week. And it is a little bit colder. Here it's about 45-ish is what we woke up to. So that is a little bit cold, but honestly I kind of like that. It's a very nice feeling to kind of travel through Maine, and I haven't seen many people at all yet from the little bit that I've seen. So I think we beat the spring rush because there isn't even leaves on the trees yet, which is surprising. There's no leaves on the trees. But anyways, enough about that. I just want to get out, explore, and see what we get into.
The North Maine Woods consists of 3.5 million acres to explore and utilize for overlanding, hiking, hunting, or fishing. And since we explored the eastern side of it before, we're going on a loop on the southwestern corner that is about 250 miles in total and will allow us to see a lot of lakes, streams, and hopefully some wildlife. The main goal of this trip is to be self-sustainable with our vehicles, and the side benefit of that is that we're able to learn a lot more about how to build out a vehicle that best fits our needs. We learned last time that our organization was lacking, and we are hoping this time we'll learn even more on how to improve our setups to make future trips even more smooth. Day one so far was looking to be a very simple day. Our route was primarily on main roads that were leading us right to our campsite for the evening, and we were hoping to make good time.
Hey Bennett, we're gonna get there around 2 a.m. tonight. Is that okay? Is that fine with the campsite? We got a lot of trails to hit, man. We're not gonna make it.
Nope.
We're not gonna make it.
Give up. I'm trying to keep these crazy men in line.
Oh man. Sweet. All right, we're gonna keep rolling. Let's see if we can spot any more moose.
I have a really good feeling about this trip. We're gonna see moose. Like, we already saw one. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. I mean, they're freaking huge, so we'll see them.
Yeah, and I feel like since we're camping at ponds and lakes a lot, we have a better chance, because I still think that's probably what we might have heard at that one camp last year, but we'll see.
Last trip we saw absolutely no wildlife, which is kind of disappointing, as that is exactly what the North Maine woods is known for. But within the first 3 hours of driving on this trip, we already caught a quick glimpse of a moose in the distance.
Always get the chainsaw out and just
go ahead and say it. North Maine woods.
I mean, no, sorry. Just, no, we don't have a chainsaw with us.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no, 100%. Because somebody got mad at me, so I dropped it. I just didn't bring it. Yeah.
No way.
The problem most people fail to recognize is that when you're back in this far, it is very likely that you'll stumble into a tree across the road or brush that needs cleared. A chainsaw is almost a necessity in these situations. There's typically no other option. As far as this road though, the brush continues onward for quite some time, and we have an easy workaround we can do to find camp. Today's travel was under 60 miles, and due to the easy nature of traveling, we rolled into camp decently early to get camp set up and start relaxing for the evening. After last trip, we wanted to make sure that this trip was less rushed and allowed us more time to really experience the area.
out of my pocket.
In your pocket.
As far as the fuel situation goes, we're bringing 8 extra gallons on top of the 19-gallon stock fuel tank. This allows us to make sure that we have enough for any extra miles that we add on. There's something about spots like this that I always wish I had more of back home. The ability to camp right on a large lake and be away from the crowds, all while just going about a very relaxing evening. After a quick morning at camp, we headed out to start traveling for day 2. It was yet another 50-mile plus day, but we were unsure of what was ahead. All that we knew is that we were very excited for the next campsite. Might be taking the chainsaw out.
If we're gonna be here a couple minutes, I'll just shut the Jeep down, let the boys stretch for a minute.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we're saying a beaver cut this thing down?
Yeah, beaver built this too.
Jeez.
Brent, did you see this? This is the beaver
Oh, are you
house.
serious?
Yeah, 100%.
That's crazy.
Bro, we can
Man, they're getting good.
build that.
So that's what that structure was back there. That was the roof.
It out because this thing got
So the beavers just took it over.
And if you aren't here all the time, dude, it only takes them like 6 months and they'll build this.
Gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, look, come here. I found the beaver's house.
A tree down on the road led us to discover that beavers were very active in the area. It looked as if someone was starting to build a cabin of some sort, but were ultimately unsuccessful once the beavers took over. There are so many cool areas we always find on the side trails, like this one.
Yeah, I don't think we're going through this. Man.
As usual, we hit a road that is not actually a road. Kind of thought that might happen. We were coming up through and that you saw that thick brush we were going through. And typically up here in Maine, that means that it's not a pass-through road, that you can't actually go through it all the way. So as you can see behind me, we have a bunch of brush. So that's pretty typical. We're gonna turn around now, go about 3 miles back to another intersection, go a different way. I think there's an easy way around it, but kind of took up some of our time, which is actually kind of nice. I was hoping to hit something harder in Maine because yesterday was it was very easy roads. I wanted something that kind of made us stop and turn around or something like that, you know, because
That's what's fun. So it makes Maine fun because you don't know what you're gonna get. So either way, we're gonna turn around and get back at it.
You know what, yeah, I'm gonna save it for the last day when we're going home.
Sarah wouldn't let me get iceberg lettuce.
Good to go.
All right, let's hit these weeds. I just love that sound. Hey. Big one. You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that. Oh, I didn't even see this.
Guys, besides that, like if we get past that brush, it actually opens up and then you're gonna get this overgrowth again.
Yeah, and we do have a decent amount yet. So, but that's not a big deal. We can hit, we should go back like quarter mile
so
that way,
annoying.
and then we have another straight shot up.
Like it's so tempting.
All right, so that is road failure number 3 today. We might actually hit one more, possibly, from what I'm looking at on the map. But it's at about 3 o'clock right now, a little bit after 3. And we're making good time, honestly. We're probably, the straight line, probably 4 or 5 miles from camp, but there's a lot of windy roads that we have to go on. Actually, probably more than that. But either way, probably gonna spin around, take another route, see where it leads, maybe hit a fire tower, and then just call it a night. We got some things we got to take care of tonight. We would kind of like to arrive at camp early. That was really nice last night. I'm used to going to camp really late, as you guys all know. So if we make it to camp early, it's gonna be a good night, eat some food, and head to bed. These little connecting roads always seem to be just far enough back in, like where hunters would go and just stop, and then the road just ends like right before you need it to.
Yeah, and there's probably some tricks to that whole hunter thing. Like, they can speed it down just enough to get to where they want to go.
Being that this is a hunting hotspot on the East Coast, a lot of roads up here were made for logging but then turned into just travel routes for hunters. It seemed as if there was many roads unused due to hunters only going a certain amount of the way back in before getting out to hike. Now for the reason we were excited for camp tonight, this is Red Pines Airstrip, an airstrip in the middle of nowhere that took us 2 days to drive to. And the cool thing about this strip is that it recently became active again for hobby pilots. We pulled in to set up camp right next to the airstrip to hopefully see a plane fly in for the weekend.
Yep, I did. Yeah, you just have to use the axe and break a big long piece off, like right up to here.
We've not seen a single soul today, and that is probably the best thing ever. We drove over 50 miles, didn't see a single car, didn't see any signs of people around, and that was just the best experience. And that is ultimately why I love the North Maine woods. You can get very remote with a decent amount of ease, and you can get to places like this. This is a beautiful river. This is the St. John's River. It's about 10 miles from Canada, a little bit less, and it is incredibly peaceful. And again, it is a Friday evening, so you'd expect people to be out, but again, you are so far back in, most people are not in these areas, and you cannot get better than this on the East Coast, in my opinion. It is just incredible how remote you can get. Like you saw, there was nothing too technical today. There was nothing really technical at all, just a lot of mud, and other than that, it was just a beautiful drive, very peaceful. As far as tonight goes, we're gonna eat food, go to bed, and then do it all again tomorrow.
There always comes a point in the trip where I think taking a quick break from everything is very important. As this is officially the halfway point, I took some time alone in the morning to do some reading and get myself recharged for the last portion of the trip.
Wait, so you're telling us we have options with the spam?
2 spam options, and I know
That's a tough call.
if my wife saw me right now with the spam, she'd be pretty upset. But she's not here right now, so it's either regular or maple light. I don't know what. Oh no, it's regular maple. There we go.
Yeah.
We should do regular.
But if you read the ingredients, it does say natural maple. So
Probably the only natural thing in there, but
byproduct of making. Yeah, true.
It's hot dogs, but worse.
It-
No? What do you eat spam for then?
You know?
You eat spam for dinner. What about as a snack?
No.
No? Is that moose poop?
After making coffee on the airstrip, we shot some slingshots and then got packed up for the day. We took our time as today was one of the shorter days coming in at under 30 miles. Being at the most northwestern part of our journey, we started back down the other side of the loop.
we saw a moose.
we did it.
We were picking.
So we just did a big loop, so now we're on the same road we were on yesterday for a little bit, and then we'll go off to the left, and it should only be about 10-15 miles from camp.
Sounds good.
The one thing I was missing a little bit on this trip so far was the lack of technical or heavily deteriorated roads. Now, I kind of expected that coming into this trip because it usually is a hit or miss when it comes to technical trail riding in Maine. But it was great to stumble into a section like this. Alright, well, that should be the only road closure that we might run into today, so let's see what happens.
Now we're cursed, thanks.
Now we're what?
Curves.
Cursed because you said it's the only one we'll see.
Ah, fair enough. I just wanted to run into more. The travel day was short as I thought I had picked a solid camp spot for the night, only to realize that it was a complete mud pit and not a great option for the evening. I think we just spoke over each other twice because as soon as I let off both times, oh, moose.
On the left of the hill, you'll see him.
All of our camp spots this year have been very nice, almost too nice. They feature a little pavilion with a picnic table as well as an outhouse. At first, I kind of thought it was a little bit much as I wanted to experience a lot more rugged camping. But honestly though, as the trip went on, I started to appreciate it more as it made camp life a bit easier.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
Give her a pour. Nice.
Maybe I'm biased, but the best sunsets have to be in Maine. I feel like we always experience the most vibrant sunsets when on these trips, and I honestly can't get enough of it.
Whoa, that's sick. Got that thing lit?
Quentin, are you still a kid?
Am I still a kid? I
Or
mean,
are you a teenager?
no, I'm 21. I'm old.
You're 21?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I thought you were older than that.
I forgot about that rule.
No, I'm not saying that's well, you don't even have a fire yet.
There's a little loop we can do on dotted roads that would still get us back to the main road, and there's like a few different options we can take, but it's probably going to add a good 3-4 miles or more, and it's going to be slower moving probably.
Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think that I have plenty of fuel.
Max we have yet would be about 60 miles to get out of here to gas.
On top of today's trip, or 60 total, including this, where we're going now?
60 total.
There you can see it.
Oh, that's
It was exposed properly and it's in focus. So
that's all that
we got
matters.
proof, but I had to use all 200
Yeah.
millimeters of the lens.
Being that this is the last full day of the trip, we wanted to take our time getting to the next camp spot and explore some side roads, which thankfully there's always an endless supply of up here. Do we need like a safety briefing too on the moose? Maybe put some masks on?
All right, well, instead of a closed road or a bridge out, we have a chain link fence, or a new chain. So we're just gonna go around. The road's not too far to go around. This is kind of interesting. I don't know why we're so far back in and there's literally a chain across the road, so who knows, but it's a new chain, so we're just gonna let it go and take about maybe a 2 or 3 mile detour and hit another road that should lead us to where we want to go. So let's try it. Oh, is it your vacuum?
Probably. Woo! Sounded good.
Hey Colin, do you remember this lake?
What is it?
This is the one we camped at last time.
Is it all the way over there?
Yeah, we camped all the way over that way.
Dennis! Guess what? Dennis! What? Our campsite's all the way over there. Our campsite we were at last night was all the way over there.
No, Colin, this is where you were at last year. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Remember last year? So we were over in that area.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ben, this is where it was just me camping right over there.
Oh hey, you're not supposed to take these off on your overland trips.
Well, you just crank start it, right?
I'm gonna have you pull me behind the FJ
Okay.
with a strap.
Yeah.
Pop the clutch in third gear and we'll be good.
The more reliable vehicle.
Watch it.
Just kidding.
I just took my starter off in 5 minutes.
Just kidding.
Let's see what it takes to take yours
Yeah,
off.
it'd take a little bit more than that, I will say.
5 hours. Yeah, I just have to tighten 2 Allen screws.
Nice.
We'll be in good shape.
Where is it? Is it on the starter? Or is it?
So here, look. So the body,
Oh, I see that. Dang.
actually, it might have broken the bolt.
Do you have another one?
That won't be the issue. The issue will be, oh, there's 3. Okay, we're good. If I can get, if 2 of them are not broken, my joke that I made will not come to fruition.
We are back at Quaggamock Lake, if that's how you say it, not sure, but it is one of my favorite lakes here out in Maine. We're not really going to overlap with any of the things we did in the last trip, but this is the closest we're going to be to that area. Today's objective is just to get to the final camp spot, and that is Lost Pond. I've heard that it might not actually be accessible anymore. We're going to see. If it's not accessible, we're just going to run all the way down to our first camp spot and then head out early tomorrow morning because we got a long drive back to PA. So for right now, Jared's just going to work on the Jeep. We're going to head to our spot, go to bed early, and get up tomorrow for the drive home. But I'm ready to get driving and see what else we can see.
You weren't filming my mishap, were you?
A little bit.
Fair enough. I think we're in good shape though. Basically what we did is cross-threaded a bolt that wasn't supposed to go in the hole. It wasn't the right thread pitch. And Loctited it in there on the starter because 2 of my starter bolts snapped on the body of the starter, not on the bell housing, but on the body. Super weird. So we'll see if we make it back.
We'll make it. We'll make it.
Now with Jared's starter fixed, we decided to shoot right to our camp spot for the night in order to avoid any possible issues that might arise. Unfortunately, someone had other plans.
Hey buddy. What's going on?
Yeah, he was like surprisingly close, and he kept coming. I thought he was gonna like come up to us, so I told you to just wait a minute. But yeah, man, he was pretty big too. Not gonna lie, when I saw it walking towards your vehicle and I was outside behind your vehicle, I was like, oh crap, what's this thing gonna do?
The final campsite was something I was very much looking forward to. Part of me wanted to go here last trip, but it didn't fit into our plan. And the name is what attracted me most. Lost Pond. The description read that 4x4 vehicles were required to make it into camp. Upon arrival, we clearly saw why. There was large rocks, mud holes, steep slopes, off-camber sections, and surprisingly, snow. It was mid-May and there was still snow up here on top of the mountain, and with that snow, we came to the conclusion that we were the first people up here for a few months. There was no tracks in the snow besides bear and wolf prints. Somehow, yet again, we were able to witness an amazing sunset. It always seems to happen that the last night of the trip, we experience the most vibrant sunsets in the best locations. This is a night I will definitely never forget, as the road in was fun and made it feel even more remote. This was the best way to close out another epic trip in the North Maine woods.
Do you need anything from his clothing there?
The final morning started out very early so we could have time to pack up and hit the remaining 40 miles to get out of the woods and make the long trek home.
Was it the hitch turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Of course, that one's not blocked off, but
True.
I'd say we roll.
Yeah, because otherwise we have to go
all the way back.
Yeah,
So,
no, we'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
It just was weird that there's logs.
no, you're right.
There.
That is very strange. All right, we are on our way out of the North Maine woods. The road to Lost Pond, to like the actual Lost Pond road, is also a mess. There's a big rock area that we just went through, as you saw. There's a lot more of that. We only got a little bit of footage because we're trying to get out of here. But we went through that. We're gonna keep going, see if this road goes to the main road, because that's what we're trying to get to. But this whole road is pretty bad, which makes it fun. That's my favorite campsite because it's so remote. The roads are pretty bad just to get to the campsite road, and the campsite road is terrible. So I love that campsite last night. We're gonna keep going, try to get out of here, try to get to the main road, and just get down to PA. Yet again, I am blown away by the North Maine woods. Sure, it is not filled with crazy mountains and amazing views, but has something a lot of the East Coast is missing, which is a place you can disappear into for weeks and still not explore all of it. It forces you to be prepared and ready for anything that may come your way when out that far. And that being said, I hope to return soon to hit other parts of the forest.